Hey there, I'm Ryan.
I'm Wilf.
I'm Ivan.
And tonight we review episodes 7 to 9 on the Traitors UK, the show where we've been there, done that, and got the t-shirt. Welcome to episode 59 of It's Just a Game. Hello and welcome to episode 59 of It's Just a Game, the podcast where we watch reality TV so you don't have to. Every time we're together, we go over the maddest moves, the craziest strategies, and the most fun moments of your favourite reality TV shows. This week we'll return for a review of the best show on TV, the Traitors UK, and it's week 3. Now, you may be wondering who we are and how we're qualified to talk about the game. Well, we're not. But still, let's introduce ourselves. My name is Ryan, and I'm here to help set the cat among the pigeons. Joining me today is the man who has spent his morning with donkeys today. It's Ivan. Hello, Ivan. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. Do you know, I am the proud owner of the new knowledge about what a donkey's hooves smell like. And that's information I will carry with me to the grave. They smell a bit cheesy. They smell very farmy, I would say.
That's cute. Why don't they wear socks?
They'd get wet in the mud, wouldn't they?
Well, actually, if you subscribe to the Patreon now, we will send you a pair of socks for your donkey.
And a little bit of donkey hoof so you can know what the smell is.
Also here with us, Ivan was the man who spent his morning with donkeys. Wilf is the man who spent his evening in the toilets. Hello, Wilf. How are you?
Yes, I did. We are delayed because I needed to go to the toilet because I was on a long train journey and I don't want to poo on the train. Like, who poos on the train?
Coward. You absolute coward.
Train poo is rough.
Yeah.
If you have to, you do it.
It helps with the shaking, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, that helps come out, doesn't it?
Now, let's get started. As always, be warned, we are entering a spoiler zone. So if you haven't seen episodes 1 to 9 on the Traitors UK Series 4, be warned, there are spoilers ahead. So if you don't want to be spoiled, go away, watch the episode, and come back when you're done. And everyone else, because this is the podcast where we watch reality TV so you don't have to, Ivan is here to remind you of everything you've missed in the past 3 episodes. So Ivan, tell us what's been going on, Ivan.
Episode 7. With their fingers firmly crossed, the traitors agree to recruit Matthew in the future. Then it's Harriet's turn. She gets a bunch of lies about who they'll recruit, but then she calls out Rachel, and they tell Harriet to go ahead and banish her. What a scene. At breakfast, Harriet unfreaking loads on Rachel in the most dramatic way, and as Roxy defends her, Harriet shouts about cats and pigeons and such. Rachel makes up some lies, and Matthew holds on to his questions for fear of being murdered, which is the opposite of how it works, Matthew. Roxy thinks Harriet showed traitor behaviour. Matthew agrees. But Adam now suspects Roxy for defending Rachel. The mission is a red food dye fountain coin cherub hunt. James takes a secret shield, and all hell breaks loose. He admits it, losing the trust of Sam, Adam, and Jesse. At the round table, Harriet lays out her Rachel theory, for warning her off Hugo, for moving mad on Ross, and for Fiona flipping on Rachel after the Amanda round table. Rachel says she's been trained by a former FBI agent and that Jade is a traitor. Matthew and Roxy push on to Harriet, who asks everyone to vote her to prove she's right. They do what she says. Be careful what you wish for, Harriet. She requests they do not let this sacrifice be in vain, and leaves. Somehow, though, it's Roxy and Matthew who they all suspect, and not Rachel. How? The traitors must decide to murder. The traitors do decide to murder, not recruit. Episode 8. Adam was murdered. Matthew thinks, since Jesse had a shield, he still might be good for recruitment. Keep wishing, Matthew. The gang have abandoned Harriet's hunches immediately and assure that her sacrifice was in vain, suspecting Sam and James. The mission is a spooky hut gravestone guess. Sam spurns 1k to take a shield. Back at the castle, Jesse plonks her suspicion back on Stephen by instinct alone. James gets heat for his secret shield play. Jesse's on Stephen like a dog on heat, but the pressure on Sam in the round table is just too much, and he's finally banished with a shield in his pocket. Afterwards, Rachel tries to divert Jesse away from Stephen. Episode 9. She didn't need to, because Jesse's murdered! Matthew begins to froth in anticipation of his recruitment. As intended, though, many discount Stephen now because it's too obvious to kill Jesse, but not Jack. He thinks one of Stephen or Jade are keeping him in. The mission is a return of Gary Barlow's massive son, but this time he's hiding in a box. It's a reskin of that chess mission where he popped up before. Stephen gets too many right. Whoops. At the round table, Ellie and Matthew come for Jade, exhausted. She definitely defends herself bitterly. Rachel pretends to have caught Ellie in a big guilty trap because she was following her around like a sad puppy when Ellie just wanted company. There are tears and it's tense, but Ellie is banished. She admits she has a boyfriend. Stephen gets no votes. There's a dinner party! They share emotional stories. Then Claudia announces the ceremonial dagger twist. The traitors can decide who gets a double vote tomorrow, and that's where we are now.
Right, so we go, wow. That's my episode from 6 to 9. Wow!
There's been a slight roller coaster moment, but there are some really good bits. So let's go over them, and let's start with Harriet's moves. Harriet goes absolutely insane in episode 7. First things first, thank you for that, Harriet, because thanks to that, I still tie for best lawyer in the history of the show. Made it to episode 7, as did I. Yes, come on, let's go. I guess technically she beats me because she got eliminated around 9 p.m, whereas it was 10 p.m. for me, but still, let's skip that. Point is, Harriet goes crazy. She names Rachel. And for me, she makes 2 big mistakes. The first one is she's a bit too aggressive. And so it leads a lot of people there to focus on the messenger, not the message. But also just for a barrister, I think her reasoning at the round table was just not that strong. And so, again, it pushed people against her. I don't know. Where do we think she went wrong, Wilf?
Let's just say it again. Shut up at breakfast.
Yeah.
Shut up at breakfast!
Shut up.
As soon as she started speaking at breakfast, I was jumping. I promise you can ask my wife. I jumped off the sofa because I was like, she's going too far. She's going too far. She's offending people. Oh no, this is going the wrong way. And I was like, what's she doing? And it was just, oh my God, it was one of the best episodes. But at the same time, just shut up at breakfast.
Shut up at breakfast.
But I wish she was a bit politer to people when they tried to talk. That was her main downfall. I think people would have listened to her more if she didn't show that slightly arrogant side, which I get why people would go, actually, I don't like the way she did that.
I think arrogant is not the word I'd use, but certainly angry is. And that really, I agree, it really dissolved some of the power that she had. When she attacked Roxy in that sort of very like scolding mother tone, I think she lost a lot of good grace.
Yeah.
She also put a lot behind she even said it in the night before, like, let's see who comes to defend you, Rachel. And because Faithful came to defend her, it meant that she then spent as long trying to attack them as she did Rachel. I think that might have been her mistake as well. If she was going for Rachel, just go for Rachel. Because she named 3 people, then even after she went, if they got one of the other 3, that could have changed things as well.
Yeah.
So I think she was too ambitious in her legacy. Like, she was trying to do a cool sacrifice. And as a Faithful, we all remember this feeling, right? When you're about to get banished, you go, do you know what? All right, fine. Just do it, because I can't wait to see your faces when I'm proved right. That's where she got to. She sort of flipped. She wanted her big moment. She got her big moment. She's done brilliantly. She didn't win the game. She made a brilliant episode.
I just want to say, to defend Harriet, I think people don't understand how frustrated you can get in that castle.
That's the thing.
And Ivan had a little switch. I remember Ivan switched at one point, had a little turn of got a little bit frustrated with what was going on, and everyone was talking over each other. And I remember you going, I can't remember exact words you used, but it was like, can everyone just like shush? And it's so frustrating.
I said, you always interrupt everybody, but I shouted it to Tom, because Tom just kept interrupting everyone.
No, but I get where she's coming from, though. Like I've spoken to Harriet a fair bit. I mean, we have a few things in common. The key one being lawyers who get banished in episode 7 of The Traitors. Because of that, I've spoken to her, and actually I think that's what happened. She just got too frustrated. She was ready to go. She was sick of it. Yeah. She was realizing that Rachel has got incredible social power in that castle. And that's quite frustrating, because it means she's like trying to convince a wall. Like, her arguments will not go through to the other Faithful. And because of that, I can see where you get frustrated, a bit angry.
They think about Roxy, They think about Matthew,
Yeah.
but they don't think about Rachel. And it comes back to this same incredible power she's had many times in this series with Fiona, with Harriet, and then after Harriet's leaving, which is just she has more social sway than I think anyone we've ever seen in the UK show.
I agree.
Harry. I think Harry's the exception.
Also, Sam, Series 2 Australia, just weird social sway that nobody could beat.
I think we said in the last episode that I think we've underestimated how powerful her social play is.
Yeah.
Because we don't see all of the social play. Don't forget, it's 16 hours or however long they're in the castle every day with each other. Well, we know how strong she is now. I think she's got so much social clout that people aren't even thinking about. And I was quite lucky. I had a period of time where people just didn't believe it was me. And it was from after Maddie. I was left alone for ages until like Kieran parting gift. But it was like, it was weird. And you felt so powerful, but what's she going to do with that power? She's playing the game so well.
The key thing is, how social power really reveals itself in the past week. It's the way, it's fascinating because I was looking at our YouTube comments and there's a lot of people there. Like Alex was saying that Rachel's cruise is just a matter of when. Ben Apple was saying she's a goner. And actually, we've seen this week, every time somebody goes, they're basically like, oh, you're my best friend. Like everyone getting voted out was like, oh, you're my second best friend in there. It's fascinating the sway she holds over people. With Rachel, everyone is behind her. It's crazy.
What makes it even more mad is that she carries on leading the charge for faithfuls at round tables, getting them out, and then it not being placed on her.
Yeah.
Now, that could be an editing thing, right? We saw it even in episode 9. She was really pushing on Ellie. The same thing happened so many other times. And then when her theory's proven wrong, it doesn't come back to her. That's what makes it even more acute that she's doing something very clever. Well,
when Harriet went all out, I said to Yoda, she's never going to win now because no faithful is going to be happy to end the game.
Yep.
With Rachel in it, yeah.
Yeah, with Rachel in it. So I was like, she can't win now. It's impossible. And now I'm like, actually,
Maybe.
they would end the game with her.
Yeah.
They would probably end the game with her. And is that because the faithfuls are weak? What do you think?
It depends who she ends the game with. They need to be very tactical with the last few murders and banishment they get because while most people are behind her, there is a small core group of people like Jade, who, if they were in an endgame with her, would probably not allow her to remain in the endgame.
I think also, given how much under suspicion Stephen has been as well, I know we'll get on to Stephen, but actually for them both, an endgame with both of them in it seems a lot more winnable because they'll have voting power if they keep as a block.
Yeah.
And what you see is loyalty like we haven't seen for a while, with Rachel trying to save Stephen, Stephen working for Rachel, and it makes sense. Think about it. 2 is a strong traitors team. We've said this a lot, almost as much as we said shut up at breakfast. They want to support each other because if they lose the other traitor and bring in some chump at this point, they're never going to have as good a team as they do right now. They're never going to have the trust they do right now.
Yeah.
And they realise if they make it to the final 5, somehow, still as a 2, they have a chance of just turning it into a majority and finishing the game. But is this all just foreshadowing a big twist at the end? It might be.
Well, I guess that's my question. I just want a quick prediction, but do we think this will end in a backstab? And I was going to say, would Rachel backstab him, but could be Stephen backstabbing her. I actually think we might have this really unique Polish situation where a bunch of traitors started together, go to the end together, and are happy to win together. And it could happen. I think this is the first time in the history of the traitors where I can see it. I can see 2 traitors working together until the very end.
Realistically, I believe there will be a backstab. But now I'm starting to think they're always showing Stephen. Stephen's probably the most lovely guy in the world. And then, so whatever they show of him, he's just lovely. But the game's the game at the end of the day. And I think somebody might mention Rachel and you're like, okay, I have to do it now because people are starting to mention like they're not going to end the game with her. Does that make sense? So I think that might happen and he will have to backstab. And it will be Stephen, not Rachel. That's my prediction.
Yeah, but my thing, though, is if it's good for him to keep her in because they need 2 good traitors to stand up for each other in the final 5, it needs to be more than just a sniff of suspicion on Rachel. We've already seen a sniff of suspicion on Rachel. It needs to be like, Rachel, we've got you, the game's up. For him to twist, I really feel like, yes, a backstab could happen, but it would have to be really special circumstances at this point for it to actually take place. They've got no reason to do it.
Yeah. And for that reason, I would like to violate the rules of this podcast. I would like to decree not a single clap, but a double clap.
Oh, it fits.
I hope my neighbours will forgive me for the noise, but I feel like they are such an incredible pair. Like, I just really enjoy seeing Rachel and Stephen work together.
Yes.
The way I just really enjoy Rachel's style of Traitor. It's very casual, very relaxed. She's just having fun with it. She's not like deeping it too much. And that makes her like really fun and lighthearted to watch. Stephen, we're seeing the faces, we're seeing his story in episode 9. And he's just like, he actually seems like a lovely guy. He's just somebody you want to be friends with. Because of that.
They all do, to be fair.
Honestly, yeah, I really like this cast. Because of that, I would like to decree a double clap. So please hold your hands for a double clap in 3, 2, 1.
Beautiful.
Ryan, can you stop banging? Stop clapping, Ryan!
Ryan!
The neighbours aren't happy there, mate.
I don't live in Liverpool, mate.
I'm gonna get you
I don't know what accent that was. That was like a Bye-Bye Driver one.
I live in North London. You're never hearing this accent in Hampstead, mate. But no, like the two traitors deserve that double clap. Now, can we zero in on Stephen's decisions? Because there's a few interesting things he does in the way he moves. And then we'll talk about how the Faithfuls are approaching this, because the Faithfuls still don't seem to quite connect the dots. But the key decision we see in episode 9 is the decision to murder Jesse.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really risky move. We've gone over this in the podcast. It's a core tenet of the podcast. Double bluffs do not work.
Except when they do.
And yet, I guess it actually doesn't work for a while. Like, he comes to the 5 for much of the episode. You think, oh, again, it's going to prove that double bluffs don't work. And yet at the round table, the double bluff works.
It's coming back.
What the hell? Do double bluffs finally work?
Yeah.
It's coming back to him. They're not going to leave that. It's coming back to him. I really believe that, which he'll have to defend himself properly, because he didn't really have to defend himself as much as a lot of people have had to defend themselves.
No, I mean, it could have been an edit, but all that happened was Roxy started off as to accuse him and then went, and it's not you. And that was it. No one thought about him. Jade got the most savage attack and defended herself once more. She's managed to escape again. Stephen got scot-free. I just think basically you can't make a hard and fast rule about whether a double bluff works or doesn't work, because it's constantly shifting meta. But they called it right. In this situation, killing Jesse was so goddamned obvious that actually it kind of made sense. I think the problem is trying to make a rule about when it's right to do that and when it's wrong to do that ignores the bigger thing, which is how you deal with it the next day. And what he did was really convincing.
Was it? No.
So well played him. Really well played.
I don't agree.
I don't think he's that convincing.
No.
I don't agree with that.
You know he's a traitor, so you can't judge. All you can judge by is them at breakfast, and at breakfast they were very convinced.
Okay, yeah.
You know what? That's fair.
Okay, yeah, you won.
Yeah, no, you win, because I was thinking
You won,
he
mate.
made a meal out of it at breakfast.
So
But
yeah,
you're right.
shut up now. You
Yeah,
won.
you know what? That's why I was the worst player in the history of traitors, except John.
Oh yeah. I don't even know why you have an opinion, mate. To be fair.
Should we talk then about the Faithful game and the way generally they played this? Beyond the whole Stephen situation, there's a few Faithfuls, I think, who set themselves apart in this game. Let's start with James. James moves are interesting because he alienates. I love James. Can I just say I love James? I enjoy watching him so much.
I really love him
He
now.
alienates a lot of the castle with the way he moves with the shield.
Yeah.
It seems like they're confusing. They're making that classic Faithful mistake of thinking somebody is lying, so they're more likely to be a traitor, as if everyone's not just lying in this game. I don't know. How do we think this ends for him?
I love this move for James.
I agree.
think this is really, really good. Whether he intended it to be or not, taking the shield secretly, rather than just like taking it selfishly or making a meal of taking it, is exactly what he needed to do. Compare this with Sam the next day, outwardly taking a shield when he was never going to get murdered. James's one was really, really good. Always be the second most suspicious person in the room.
Yes,
Yes.
that's exactly what I was going to say.
James secretly taking a shield, then flubbing the lie, convincing no one, and then coming clean to his team and be like, I'm just so sorry. It's honestly, like, if I was in that castle, I'd be like, faithful. Now, again, it's impossible to know because we know he is. For me, whether he did it on purpose or not, this was how you do it. Sam did it wrong. James, chef's kiss.
Sam was moving like proper traitorish, like the whole time. It was so weird. Like that mission when he was like, I'm going out to get a shield. And everyone's like, but you've got suspicion on you.
Yeah, no one's going to kill you now.
Like, it was weird. If I was a traitor, I'd be like, where you going, mate? I was like saving you for later on in the game. Like, what are you doing?
No, that didn't work well.
when James did it, it was so unintentional because he's such a nice guy. He couldn't hold the lie in, and I could feel it for him. It was so nice of him going,
I know.
I just can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. It was such a lovely thing to watch this pure man just go, I'm going to verbal diarrhea, just my guilt. I'm so sorry. And it was, I love him. I really love him. I can't explain it. And we didn't see enough of him earlier on in the season.
Yeah.
So if I did, I think I'd be fully like starstruck and in love with him. So like, I'm glad that I'm getting that with him now.
He's just so endearing.
I like his gently funny jokes. Like when the dinner party's happening and Claudia comes in and goes, "Oh, I'm never going to get any peace," and it's like, "Oh, that's just so gently funny, James."
Like they don't know Claudia's coming in. By the way, you must have seen Studio Lambert shows before. We know something's happened at the dinner party.
It's always a twist.
Yeah.
The other person, I guess, connected to James, who comes in opposition to James a fair bit in that castle, is Roxy. You know, I feel for Roxy. I feel like she's getting a rough edit this week, but she's really been shown in the edit as like the castle's police.
I had a little bit of a love-hate relationship with Roxy. I think not love-hate. I wouldn't say hate, but like
Love me.
I'm like, I really like her. And then she says something. I'm like, oh, why are you doing that? Shush, just let this happen. Don't get involved right now. You know, I can't explain it. It's a very Marmite-ish relationship I have with her.
Was she one of the 5 or 6 contestants who finally got to? You have to start questioning, why are they keeping me here? I feel like everyone who's a faithful at some point in this game has to say that sentence, and when you get there, you're like, we've reached that point. We've reached the midpoint.
I love it.
But Jack said it, Jack. There are many reasons why you're being kept here, my mate. One of them is you're so goddamn attractive, but like, there's many reasons.
Yeah.
They always say this. We have to start looking at everyone. They always say we have to start looking at everyone.
And then they don't look at Rachel.
Everyone but Rachel. Let's look at everyone but Rachel.
We have to start looking at everyone except for Rachel. That's my new strategy.
If you're in the Traitors Series 5, just remember your key strategy. Just look at everyone except Rachel. That's it. Even if there's no Rachel, look at everyone except Rachel. The big faithful I want to mention this week, I think, and the one I'm really kind of going to miss is our little traitor hunter, Jessie. Jessie's gone, and I'm really sad about this. Jessie was not a ray of sunshine. She was like an entire sun in that castle, and it's just such a shame to see her gone. And she was a pretty decent traitor hunter. She was really, like, the way she connected the dots between not just the cage, but also the Library 5, like, seeing the patterns of things that in that castle, it must have felt like it happened years ago for them, and still being able to go back to that and reconnect this, I think is really interesting. So I was really sad to see Jessie go. I mean, was she this season's traitor hunter?
I think I love the fact that she went back to the Library 5.
Yeah.
She went back to the Library 5 in episode 8, I believe, where she went, maybe there weren't just Fiona, maybe there was another one. And I really like that because she's opening her mind to theories that people are dropping, and she was always onto something. And to be honest, it was inevitable, and it's really sad that it was inevitable. I knew she can't win this game. She's too faithful, and as somebody who is a traitor, she's going to get murdered, which is really sad because she was my favourite faithful.
When you look at some of the moves she made, there's some really impressive stuff there. Also in episode 8, she was talking about the cages and was like, well, there must be a traitor in those 9. Well, there is, but there doesn't have to be. And then when she's eliminating people from those 9 and eventually gets down to Stephen, she says stuff like, well, Faraz, you're in the cages, but I don't think it's you. So there's good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff. And she may well win the Jaggy for Best Traitor Hunter, the Maddie Marple Award. But there are things that make me think actually Harriet was just as good, if not better, because she also makes assumptions based on her own beliefs and then uses those beliefs to back up the assumptions in that kind of lovely confirmation bias way that just takes you to the moon on your own beliefs. So she has done an amazing job. She will be massively missed because she was a protagonist of this show. I don't think she was perfect, but I'm not sure anyone has ever been perfect as a faithful.
But you know what? I've got to say, I was a little bit upset about the way Jessie isn't really listened to at this roundtable. And I don't know, there's again a sort of like bias, but yeah, maybe there is some sort of unconscious bias, which meant that people were just not really giving much credit to her at the roundtable. She didn't seem to have much sort of social capital, and I felt kind of bad for her there.
In social strategy games, you have somebody who's like always got something to say, but nobody listens to. And then you got another person, and there's such a difference, and I don't know what that difference is. I can't explain it.
Just charisma, isn't
There's
it?
charisma. Maybe it's charisma. There's something about it where they've got just as good points to prove, but people don't listen.
Well, the weird thing about that is obviously she's got a huge amount of charisma. Like, she's so watchable.
Yeah.
So it's not the charisma or a lack of is not the reason why people weren't listening to Jessie. It's really, really hard to know. But I think often it's to do with when you bring up someone's name, is there enough of a wave of support of that name, or are you just distracting from what other people want to do? Remember, it's not just that you want to get a traitor out. You also want to bring a name to the table and have that name get over the line, because that's going to close some door for you. So if everyone comes to the table with Sam's name and she's saying a different name, she becomes an irritant. And I think that's what happened with Maddie in our season, for example.
I guess the last faithful I want to mention is then Matty. With Matty, I'm sort of torn between, is he just a genius or is he completely delusional? Like, I mean, I think we can all agree, as we've agreed last week, it does not make sense to recruit him, especially because the two of them, Rachel and Stephen, are so strong together. But Matthew still seems convinced because Jessie got murdered and he might be getting recruited next. I don't know, am I wrong, or is he just like entirely delusional there?
I think it was a great play by the traitors to murder Jessie, even though I love her, just because they know that it's playing Matthew at the same time. So it was like they're getting something out of that murder, as well as getting rid of somebody who's obviously the most faithful person there in my eyes. So yeah, I think it was a great gameplay. Matthew, he sort of cringed me out at one point because he's desperate to be a traitor. But I know that my strategy, that when I've talked about strategy about going on the traitors again, it's always start as a faithful and get recruited later and then take over the turret. So that's what he wants to do. So I can't say it's cringe because I'd probably do similar sort of tactics, but better. Hey,
I think it's great. You're keeping him on the on the line, right? He's pulling his punches because he doesn't want to accidentally get rid of a traitor. It's like you've got him doing the traitor's work without letting him know who you are. So you've got all the benefits of having a third traitor without any of the risks. It's really, really fun the way they're keeping him hanging on. And when they get rid of him, finally, he's going to feel the most impotent because he's like, I was ready to take over the game. I think it's really, really clever play from the traitors here.
I can't lie, that moment when he's going to walk into that room in the morning and see a letter on the table and he starts reading and it goes, by order of the traitors you have been murdered, might be some of the best TV. Because he's going to think, oh, it's my recruitment letter.
Yeah. This is the wrong letter.
he's going to be gutted.
You put the wrong one in the photocopier. This isn't it. Check.
It should be a great moment. I look forward to it, hopefully next week.
It's like they've got their own undercover traitor who's not actually a traitor who will die with the faithfuls. Like, it's so weird.
It's great.
Yeah, it's a secret traitor, but he's so secret. He's not actually a traitor.
This is the real secret traitor right here.
Oh, bless him. The last thing we then see in episode 9 before we go is the double vote twist, a new little twist at dinner. I'm kind of excited to see where this goes because this could completely flop if they actually just use it on somebody who doesn't sort of drive the vote. Equally, if this ends up in a traitor being banished by just one vote, we'll rewrite history and say this was the best twist in the history of the game. And because of that, I'm really keen to see where it goes. What do we think of the twist? And importantly, if you're a traitor, who do you give it to?
I love this twist. This is such fun because it's choices, right? A good game mechanic is full of choices. The first choice, do the traitors give it to a traitor or to a faithful? Now, they've been choosing faithfuls for almost everything.
Yeah.
In the Jack in the Box game, they never chose their own names. In the when they were given, when Harriet asked them, name 3 people you want to recruit next, they didn't say their own names. They've been avoiding saying their own names in things, and if you were looking for that kind of stuff, you might start to realise the traitors are unwilling to say themselves. But in this case, if they give themselves the double vote, that could be huge. I don't think they will. I think once again, they'll choose a faithful and the faithful will get 2. So that's the first really fun choice. Now, the second choice is, how do you play this day when suddenly, let's say they're giving it to, I don't know, Jade. How do you play a day where you need Jade to think it's someone else? You need them to vote for someone else. I think it's just this basically any twist that doesn't. It's not overpowered because they don't know how it's going to turn up. It's basically just more chaos.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be great. I can't wait to see how the dagger lands.
Wilf, what do you think, and who do you give it to?
It's hard because if I was a faithful, I would believe that a traitor will actually give themselves it, because traitors don't normally put themselves in that sort of position.
Yeah.
So as a traitor, I would do a faithful because I would think, actually, they're going to think they will do it this time. Yeah, I'd give it to a faithful 100%. Not sure who yet. I'd probably give it to Jade.
Yeah. That's who I'd go for. You have to give it to the faithful with the least sway in there. That's probably Jade, so you minimise the risk of it. And you get to also pretend she's a traitor, which is helpful because she's already got a bit of heat on her. So I think it's win-win there. Ivan?
You can't give it to Stephen. Stephen, because he's already double bluffed with the Jesse kill, he just can't have it. It's too obvious.
Yeah.
I don't think you can give it to Rachel, unless Rachel builds a narrative like, well, they think I'm very influential. Whoever I vote for is going to get 2 votes anyway. That kind of thing. I'm not sure. I think
Tough sell.
I don't think there's any way in which you can give it to a traitor. So it's going to be Jade.
Could be James.
Yeah.
Again, somebody who doesn't have that much sway at the round table.
Have you also noticed that the players left are quite young? They've been killing all the older players. And at one point, Rachel was like, I'm going to use this to blame Faraz. And then you can tell she just like completely pulls back on that because no one buys it. It's the one time in the entire series she's not been influential. Faraz just laughs it off and she just leaves the conversation again. But it is weird. Like only really young people and Rachel are left in the game now.
Yeah.
And actually, Rachel's pretty young as well.
Rachel's the oldest player in the game. She's 42. I'm looking at the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Rachel, I need a skincare routine. How does she do this? Like, if you tell me she's 42 and she's got 3 kids, I do not believe this. She looks not a day over 32.
No, looks
it's
great.
Crazy.
I just felt very bad by saying young people and Rachel. I'm so sorry. That's awful. I mean, young people, including Rachel, still in the game.
Including Rachel. Rachel dropped the skincare routine.
You know what else is a good skincare routine, Ryan?
Is it some snazzy kebab granules?
Yeah, it's smashing a whole bowl of snazzy kebab granules straight on your face and rubbing till it goes red. It's time to find out how our predictions game's been getting along. Wilf, your likely prediction was there will be a dinner party. And guess what?
Yes.
There was. Now, Wilf, of course, you said yes.
There's a dinner party!
Of course I said yes, there's always a dinner party. Ryan, you said no.
I was a fool.
And so for that, you were a fool.
I did not trust Julia Lambert. I should have known better. There is always a dinner party.
There's always a dinner party. Meaning the running total here is 5 Ryan, 5 Wilf, and 3 Ivan.
Oh my God.
Now to our player draft. We'll add 1 extra point to Wilf because he knew that Fiona was going to be our secret traitor. Meaning that's 6 points to Wilf, 5 to Ryan, and 3 to Ivan. And it gets better for you, Wilf, because you still have 4 of your original 7 players left in the game.
No way! Do I really?
You've got Rachel, Jack, Faraz, and Matthew. Ryan, you're putting all your hopes here on Jade and James.
Yeah, this is so over for me.
I think James could win as a faithful.
James could win.
And then I have Stephen and Roxy, who I'm okay with that at this point. I'm quite a long way behind, but we still have 2 more predictions that could come true or false. Ryan, a contestant has not yet officially been set on fire. And my prediction that an eliminated faithful from season 1 to 4 finds their way back into the game. But the clip in the trailer that made me think that was going to happen was a hand sticking itself through a grave. We've now seen that task and it was just simply an extra. So that's nothing. But as it stands, Wilf, you're in the lead by 1 point with loads of players left. So congratulations to you, man.
Can I just say, I love Stephen when the hand came up and he was like, is the person in there okay? Oh.
That's a fair question. I want to know the logistics of that. Like some poor extra probably spent 3 hours in Scotland buried in the grass, just waving his hand back and forth. Like whatever he's getting paid is not enough.
Well, then the best thing about it is after Stephen says, is the person okay? Claudia's like, no, they're dead.
Claudia's so savage, bruv. She's so funny.
Oh, that was incredible.
Well, no, he's dead, mate.
Should we add a little bit of a second chance, a chance for redemption to our Snazzy Kebab Granules by doing another 2 predictions? I would like to ask you for 2 predictions.
2 more!
The first one is, please, just give me a prediction of something that could happen in the last 3 episodes, just some sort of twist. I'll go first. Mine is that the Who's a Who book that we keep seeing turns out to be hiding an object there'll be something inside the book which plays a part in the twist.
Interesting. I'm going to say no on that one. I'm saying no.
Oh, I agree.
You think it's got stuff inside?
You think it's going to happen?
Okay. Wilf, let's go to you next.
Okay, I'm going to go for this one. I believe that anybody who gets banished will reveal themselves around the fire pit because she didn't announce that at the beginning, I don't think.
So banished players will reveal their roles.
Okay, so they bring the rule back.
In the final 5.
With no speech, by the way. With no speech. They just say what they are.
Yeah, I'm still saying no because I think it's just an established rule now, so I'm just going to say no.
Yeah, I'm going to say no as well.
I am going to say that 2 traitors will win.
I'm going to say no.
I know this contradicts what I said earlier, but I'm going to agree with Ivan.
Love it.
Okay.
I think I'm going to agree.
Which leads me to one more prediction I'm going to ask you. You get a redemption. You get to pick one player who we think is going to win the game on top of your draft, and if they win, you get an extra point.
Oh my god.
Just one name. Ivan, you start.
Do you know, I've been watching for the winner's edit. I've been trying to watch to see who gets the winner's edit.
It's not easy this season.
I think I'm going to pick Jade.
Oh, I was going to go for her.
You can pick her. You can pick her as well.
I will then. I'll pick Jade as well. Will, do you pick Jade?
No. My prediction, because then I get extra points, is I'm going to go Stephen because I've already got Rachel in my other pick. So I'm going to go Stephen. So I think a traitor will win. So I get points either way.
Okay.
Nice.
That's all snazzy kebab granules. It's changed the game. It could all happen now. There are still many points to be won. And we can come back in a week to find out who got it right. But in the meantime, I think that's pretty much it for our preview of episodes 7, 8, and 9. We're back next week to go over all the action from episodes 10, 11, and 12. Yes, the finale is almost upon us. In the meantime, if you like this podcast, please subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a 5-star review on Spotify. Like, comment, or DM me declarations of love. Until then, my name is Ryan, and you can follow me at Jesse's number one's fan.
My name's Will. You can follow me at Traitor for Life.
My name's Ivan. You can follow me at Hot Donkey Hoof Pics. XOXO.
And from all of us here, it's see you very soon, and good day, mate.
Good day, mate. Where'd you get your car from, eh?
I'm in my mum's car.
What is that?
This is Democracy Manifest.
Bye, driver. Bye-bye. Thanks, driver. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, driver, please.